I hope you are able to see the screen now. So we had some challenges here. Okay, so we'll continue. I was just going you through our company's introduction. So we cater to 12 different industries, right from transportation, aerospace, marine, high tech, etc. And this is on the broad view our portfolio has. So when we talk about a single platform, it is 3D experience where we have on the west quadrant all the 3D applications. On the north quadrant we have the PLM. On the east quadrant we have analytics and intelligence modules. And on the south quadrant is what we will be talking about, the virtual plus real. And we will stress upon the DELMIA brand, which is specifically for manufacturing. So out of the entire portfolio spread across DELMIA, we have three modules here. One across digital manufacturing for the typical DM, what we call. It includes process planning, ergonomics, robotics, and machining. Then we have on the execution side, this is more of a shop floor MES production system, and then the bottom layer is for optimizations. So where we have a product for scheduling, which is Ortems. So when I talk about a typical portfolio of any organization, it is spread across right from engineering, manufacturing, and then one layer above, which comes the supply chain and planning operations. And then we go about having some intelligence and predictive analysis solutions. So what we would be rather Autumn fits in the master planning and scheduling. So as far as some challenges in the global TNM is concerned, is these are few of them. As you know, the trends are changing. The manufacturing, the way the manufacturing is happening now is quite challenging for any organizations. The new product has to be launched in a shorter amount of time. The challenges for any organization or any manufacturing is how to predict when this product can be delivered to the customer based on the current load. How to improvement is one of the key challenges. Inventory is another challenges. Then you have synchronization between your warehouse to line side supply. Overall, like any organization would like to minimize the unwanted moves or the non-value added activities, thereby thereby showing some improvement on the productivity. So in earlier, like the typical planning was in mid 20s, it was a board planning. So the transformation started, like they went into from a board planning to an Excel based planning, or you can say the stick note based planning. And when you see now, it is more on a collaborative way. The Excel sheets are good. They are more effective when it is used by a single person on a single mode, and the company is into a single product technology. When it comes for a multiple product with multiple customers and multiple variants being loaded on a single resource, usually a companies gets a bit of challenging how to plan their production, how to view the visibility from the production shop to the planners, and for the planners from the SAP or the sourcing team to have an access on the orders. So as I said, the world is changing. Most of the customer wants the answer within a shorter amount of time, and the trend is changing from mass customization to demand based manufacturing. So you need to have your design anywhere, manufacture anywhere concept nowadays to address all these few challenges. So this is one of the research which was conducted by LNS on some of the queries which was asked to all the manufacturing companies, and the outcome has come saying that 53% of the companies have said like they would need planning and scheduling tool. So this autumn solution will help you in two things. One is the finite capacity planning and the infinite capacity planning. So given a delivery date, you can plan your production backwards, and knowing the start date, if you want to have a forward scheduling, you can even do that. By doing this, what will happen is you will be able to streamline your production based on the similar orders, the similar machine, the similar capacities, uh, resources. Okay, so these are few customers in different industry segments. As far as automotives are concerned, we have a few of them in T&M suppliers and the truck industry as well. So this tool is very well integrated with SAP and ERP solutions. So we have across 150 plus ERP integrations and MES which are already connected, and it is SAP certified integrators is what we have. So I'll run through a small video. After that, I'll talk on the solution. Okay, so let's talk about the solution. If you see the on the right side, this is how the GUI looks for. So all your manufacturing constraints could be your the time, the cycle time, the number of resources, your preventive maintenance schedule, your shop floor constraints can be modeled here. Then once it is modeled, you can even have simulate the different scenarios. So you will be able to simulate multiple scenarios and arrive at the best possible scenarios which you can fit in. Then there is a material flow synchronization which can be also linked here. So from SAP, the inventories can be checked. Then you can even have some of the bottlenecks which can be highlighted uh, during this simulation course of simulation. So it is very intuitive graphics which you can see uh, or which you can model easily with a drag and drop facility. So you will be able to see or have a better visualization being the work orders of the customer specific can be easily highlighted or specified with different color codes. So on your left hand side, if you see on the image, there is a resource list, and then there is a plan with the duration. So there are some work orders, quantities which has been mentioned, and this work order will run from this time to this date. So you can easily drag and drop the work orders from one machine to another based on the constraint what you have given. It will definitely throw some of the alerts and the results. So this is another view where in the bottom where you can get the capacities for that particular week, where you can analyze if it is going above or below average, based on which you can plan some other orders for these resources. It also gives you some of the inventory graphs, the min max inventory graphs, and we can also have labels and the suppliers integrated to this solution. So being an enterprise solution, the capability of multiple planners working simultaneously, and then we have a single repository for the data. So all the capabilities of generic PLM can be achieved here. So we will be able to have min max on the inventories, the stock coverage, and the missing alert. So this solution is well connected with MES as well as PLM. So you will be having an advantage of having all your data into a single repository. So this is one of the good feature what we have is the synchronization of BOM. So when you have say a few sub assemblies which are linked to the final assembly, you have to generate a work orders for only the main assembly. So the entire work order for all the sub assemblies will be generated, and you can see the link of these sub assemblies in a graphical view. So here in this case, if you see a work order, the first work order, the routing for this work order is being displayed here. So dependency of the second part with respect to the previous part can be easily seen. So we have one video where you can go through the entire process what a typical planner goes in his day-to-day life. So we'll be running that at the last. So before that, I would like to just give some of the benefits where this tool can help in reducing the inventories, in reducing the lead time, and meeting the target. This could be the top three uh, KPIs which any company would like to have. The minimum inventory, the more the savings a company can get. And of course, by doing all these lean practices, your throughput and utilization will increase. So these are few of the customer talks after using the solution. So if you see few people have mentioned like 15% in stock reduction, that is a saving. Few people have mentioned like the time has been reduced, the lot size has been decreased, the productivity has been increased. Okay, so these are after the solution usage for around 6 to 1 year, you will be able to see the ROI. So if you see one of the customer has mentioned that ROI is in 6 months, so you will not be able to recognize this ROI immediately, but yes, after a certain amount of time. So we have a case study, Mecaplast. In India, they have a plant in Chennai. So they have implemented across all their plants, across different geos, and this is how they have mentioned, like they were able to achieve around 30 to 40% inventory reduction. The supplier service was improved. There was some savings on the time. The planners were able to work effectively. So we have another case study which is PPD. So here also the capacity utilization was improved. You can see some of the results into reduction of production cost or reduction of setup times. So even in some organization, when the product changes from one A to B, there is a setup time which is impacting the overall timings and the throughput. So you will be able to plan it in a such a way that you will be minimizing this time, the setup time, the number of setup times, thereby increasing the uh, throughputs. So let's see a video of a typical process where a planner goes through. So on the top right side, you have say orders from the ERP, the independent or few of the forecasted orders, and then we get at a total requirement, and then whatever you have in plan. So based on that, a figure is arrived. How much is to be planned for this particular week? Okay, so these are the ERP work orders. So these are coming from the forecast. So you can consolidate based on whatever you have and what is the requirement and the forecast. And you will be able to fix a start date for that order. So here if I push these 4 work orders by say I'm a week's time or certain amount of time, so you will be able to see like how is that getting affected. So if you want to push it by 3-4 weeks, this is how your shortages will look like. This is on the capacity of each resources against each week. So you will be seeing some of the indications in red, green and orange. So red indicates that it is overloaded, where you need to balance these orders. So we'll try to just see how the balancing can be done, which is above the capacity. So there are a lot of criterias which decides the algorithm. So based on your preference, you can even give priorities to these criterias. So we are just moving this operation from this time to some other period. Then you'll able to see it is under control, which is 98%. So the load chart has been brought down for those couple of weeks. So the input for this is you need to have your the plant structure, you need to have the processes built into this, you need to have your timings, then we need to create the routings. So in case the routing is already available in SAP, we can pull that routing and BOM information, or in case you want to push and build through any other, like if it is already there in PLM, you can take from the PLM side. Else we have a facility to build in the tool also. So there is a lot of inputs which goes in as a part of implementation, where you will build the plant structure, your processes, your routings, and then give the planner to use for him to plan. Okay. So that's all I have for now. If any questions are there, we can take it up.